Θα δουλέψει αυτό. Είμαστε live. Ναι, είμαστε. Δούλεψε. Wow. Καλή φάση. Λοιπόν, καλησπέρα και πάλι. Πού είμαστε, να το chat. Να δω και το game. Θα φτιάξουμε εδώ αναλύσεις και μαλακίες. Αφού είσαι στο σωστή ανάλυση τώρα, γιατί καμιέσαι. Μπράβο. Ορίστε, έτοιμο. Λοιπόν, well balanced Jedi Sentinel. Και κάνω ένα quick character. Κάτσε να δούμε τώρα ποια ήταν η canon. Τι εδώ νομίζω είναι η canon. Ή αυτή είναι. Θα πάω με αυτή. Καλώς τα παιδιά, λοιπόν. Όπου ξεκινάει ήδη η μουσικάρα. Θα δω λίγο ποιο ήταν το όνομά της. Μήτρα Σούρικ ήταν το όνομά της. Της Jedi Exile. Της General. Οδυσσέας από το Game Over. Το Ebon Hawk σε κατάσταση αποτύχει-ζούμε που περνάμε μέσα από αστεροειδή σαν drift in space και δεν έχουμε βρει πουθενά. M3 ήταν το ρομπότ. Το πάμε καλά. Αντρέα, πολύ σπάνια πίνω κρασί. Πολύ σπάνια.
The Ebon Hawk is adrift in space after a terrible battle. Most of its crew are dead or dying. You lie in the medical room in critical condition. You won't survive long without medical attention. The hyperdrive is damaged. Main power must be restored in order to bring the engines online and dock with the nearby Paragus mining station for much-needed repairs. Your fate and that of the Ebon Hawk depend upon T3M4, a lone astromech droid. Return to this location at any time to skip the prologue.
Continue the prologue ή skip the prologue. Κάνουμε skip το prologue. Δεν έχει κάτι σπουδαίο, σου μαθαίνει πως να παίζει το game. Ο T3 κάνει stabilize το Ebon Hawk. ώστε να μπορέσει να προσγειωθεί. Και εδώ ξεκινάει στην ουσία να παίζει με την χαρακτήρα σου. Save often and in different slots. Μια συμβουλή που τη χρειάζεται ο Κωστάκης. Μέσα στο Bacta Tank. Hardcore Star Wars. Darkness, πρέπει, φίλε, πρέπει. Το κόκκινο αθλητικό μου πεθαίνει ρε μαλάκα. Kotor tanks. Α, και μπορείς να ξαναγυρίσεις εδώ πέρα για να χυλάρεις. Σου λέει το game. Κάνουμε το tutorial επίσης. Επίσης, οι χειρισμοί είναι λάθος. Κάπου μπορείς να κόψεις τα tutorials. Move left. Κάτσε, περίμενε. Γιατί το α τι είναι? Pan camera left. Ναι, οκ. Πώς το world. Και έψιλο. Ζήσει εδώ. Ωραία. Free look up slope, look about control, game menu escape. Πού είναι τα quick save, quick load μου? Quick save, και να δώσω τι αισθητική binds ήταν. Quick save F5, quick load F8. Εμείς έχουμε F9. Μακριά και αγαπημένα. Λοιπόν, επόμενος. Feedback. Tutorial pop-ups. Γεια σου, έφυγες. Καληνύχτα. Άμα ξεχάσω κάτι, θα το ψάξω. Είναι impossible, μωρή. Τι χαρακτήρας είσαι? Skills. Computer use 4. Demolition, persuade, security. Security skill. Skill rank 4. Έχεις lockpicking. Medpack. Access medical logs. Τώρα εδώ έχει
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the Kotor tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift charts. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to...
Έτσι κάνεις logs, by the way. Έτσι ακριβώς κάνεις logs.
Could be a Jedi. But we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially Kotor, are already another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the Kotor tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics. Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem. There was a detonation in another one of the fuel vents the droids were working in. We deactivated several of them and moved them down to maintenance, but we're still treating the plasma burns. That cuts us down to almost half shifts, and with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make the Telos shipment for this month. Fortunately, the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning. There has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay. Everyone evacuate.
Και γεια σας. Πάρα πολύ γρήγορα πώς πήγε κατά διαόλου η όλη φάση εδώ πέρα. Άψογο. Patient deceased, patient deceased, patient recovered. Όλοι οι υπόλοιποι στο back to tank είχαν πεθάνει. A lethal dose of sedatives was administered. Παίζει τρελό σαμποτάζ εδώ μέσα. Not enough spikes to perform the slice. Παίζει τρελό σαμποτάζ. Unlock medical storage room. Yeah. Medical bay camera, morgue camera. Unlock the door to the morgue. Νομίζω τελειώσαμε. Medical inventory. Ναι, και μπορείς να κραφτάρεις εδώ medkits. Nice. Chemicals και medpacks. Lab station. Use the lab station now και μπορείς να φτιάξεις medpack με chemicals που έχεις βρει. Πάει με chemical cost. Και με το skill σε treat injury. Retinal combat implant, μάλιστα. Πολύ ωραίο. Νομίζω το crafting είναι στο 2 μόνο, δεν είναι στο 1. Το 1, το Kotor, είναι υπέροχο. Μισό. Καλή λαγή χρόνου, ζήσει. Τα λέμε του χρόνου, man.
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead? Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things. I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened? Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor, a result of your Jedi training, no doubt. Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down. So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now. I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave. We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed. Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. A last word of caution. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived. You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions. I do not know. Why did they spare you? Indeed, a Jedi trance could protect one from such poisons. In fact, the sedatives may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious. And so do you. Perhaps we could discuss it at length later on. Now we have other concerns, among them finding our new enemy. I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Και εξοπλίζουμε που είναι εδώ είναι. Εντάξει, ναι, το βάλω στο σωστό χέρι. Πώς το κάνεις με security?
Emergency lockdown is in effect.
Πάω.
Emergency lockdown overridden.
Εδώ την μπάγκα, έτσι. Πάει μπροκάτερ. Έχουμε ένα σωστό όπλο. Damage physical, ένα damage και συν ένα 6 fire. Να αυτό κάνει ένα 10. Ναι. Δεν θυμάμαι αν είναι η ίδια μηχανή με το Neverwinter Nights. Νομίζω πρέπει να είναι η Aurora. Και εδώ. Λοιπόν, πέρα από το κανονικό attack. έχεις το critical strike, χαμηλότερο chance επιτυχίας, αλλά άμα πετύχει πιάνει critical. Και το flurry, το οποίο έχει επίσης χαμηλότερο chance επιτυχίας, αλλά βαράει 3 attacks στη σειρά. Τι μπορείς να ξαναπάρει. Μπορούσε. Ναι, κόλλησε. Περίεργο, δεν περιμένω ένα παιχνίδι της Obsidian να μπαγκάρει. Κάνει τρελή εντύπωση. Και άμα κάνω load game, κάνουν τις Ponta Droids. Τώρα αυτό μπορεί να είναι επειδή το παίζω και σε 140 FPS. Εγώ γενικά έπαιζα με ένα χαρακτήρα που έπαιζε μόνο flurry. Να, γιατί τώρα πέτυχαν 2 από τις 3 επιθέσεις πέτυχα. Οπότε με ένα attack στην ουσία σκοτώνεις και τα 2. Ναι, αλλά αυτό απλά να το βρούμε και θα γίνει πολύ εκνευριστικό πολύ γρήγορα. Καλησπέρα παιδιά σε όλους, όσοι περνάτε να χαιρετήσετε, τα φιλιά μου, καλή του χρόνου. Λοιπόν, το 2 stack after combat, ναι. Ναι, αρχίζει και μπαγκάρει λόγω των high FPS. Ναι. Και σου λέει βάλε την ανάλυση σου, αλλά όχι στο refresh rate που έβαλα. Όχι 144, 2560 επί 1440 που είναι, δεν υπάρχει σαν επιλογή. Σκάμισε, πώς το φτιάξουμε. Αρέσει που έχω ενεργοποιημένο, εντάξει θα μου πεις V-Sync. Κάτσε. Να μπορείς να το φτιάξεις από την Nvidia. Λοιπόν, δώσουμε μισό λεπτάκι, αυτά είναι τα ωραία με αυτά τα games. Έτσι να δούμε και στο PCGW και το Kotor 2. Γι' αυτό ανέφερα πριν, δεν το έχω έτοιμο. Δεν ήξερα τι να περιμένω. Αλλά δεν πειράζει, αυτό είναι κάτι που κάνουμε πάρα πολύ συχνά, παιδιά. Λοιπόν, Restore Content Mode. Community Patch, τώρα δεν είμαι καν σίγουρος. Αν όλα αυτά θα δουλέψουν. Για να δούμε λίγο. Up the maximum FPS. Στα 90. Λοιπόν, Program Settings. Εντάξει, εδώ σίγουρα έχω το Restored. Δεν θέλει ακριβώς V-Sync, γιατί το V-Sync είναι ενεργοποιημένο. Θέλει να έρθω και να του βάλω το... Πού είναι? Δεν είναι εδώ, λοιπόν, περίμενε. Πρέπει να του βάλω τα FPS έως 90. Πάνω από 90 αρχίζει και μπαγκάρει. Οπότε απλά δώστε μου μισό λεπτάκι να ανοίξει εδώ αυτή τη μαλακία της Nvidia που έχει να ανανεωθεί από τα XP. Αυτό το πρόγραμμα το χρησιμοποιούμε όλοι. Να το. Add selected program και max frame rate. Βάλτε το στα 80. Apply και φύγαμε. Και ελπίζω να δουλέψει μια χαρά. Ναι, αλλά Star Killer δεν είναι ηρωικό όνομα και αυτό δεν επιλέχτηκε για το όνομα του Luke. Τώρα αυτό θα δούμε αν θα δουλέψει στην επόμενη μάχη, αν και είμαστε καπαρισμένοι στα 80. Λοιπόν, αυτή η φάση με την κάμερα δεν θα δουλέψει. Πρέπει να αλλάξω λίγο τους χειρισμούς. Δεν χρειαζόμαστε το pan camera left. Για να παίζω όπως παίζω στο WoW. Δεξί κλικ πατημένο για να γυρνάω την κάμερα. ΑD για να πηγαίνω αριστερά δεξιά.
This is the exit, but it is sealed. Strange. In my visions, it was open.
It is odd that the emergency hatch hasn't opened. Πρέπει να πάμε σε terminal να δούμε τι γίνεται. Και όπου να είναι θα συναντήσουμε και τον περγαμάτο. Components, chemicals και ion grenade. Security tunneler. Security desk.
Is this thing on? All right, all hands, especially you, Kotor, listen up because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out. And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Kotor and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility is going to be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives. So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I can just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
Idiot.
I secured the stealth field generator inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. Maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
Oh. Νάτος. Δεν έχω αφήσει δωμάτιο, έχω αφήσει ένα δωμάτιο εκεί.
emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have been sealed to contain.
Αυτό είναι στο τέλος, όταν φτιάξεις το... όταν κλείσεις το lockdown για να επιστρέψεις στην κρέα. Γεια σου ρε Σάιλεν, καλή χρονιά φίλε μου. Και σε ένα με υγεία. Τα παιδιά, μια μισή ώριτσα.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives. Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
You have gained the passive precognition power. When this power is triggered, you should save your game.
Ah, you hear it.
Να το.
It is fate, but it is then.
Ρε, απολεμάω ρε φίλε αυτή τη στιγμή.
It is the force you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget. Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Gaining experience will slowly re-establish your connection to the force. Και ο αγαπημένος μου ήχος τελικά τους πήρε level up. Να το Steel Field Generator που έλεγε. Και που βάζουμε level Force Sensitive and Armed Specialist 1. Για αρχή βάζουμε στα skills. Λοιπόν, θα κρατήσω πόντους γιατί νομίζω θέλουμε... Όχι, μπορούμε να βάλουμε. Οκ, θα βάλουμε εκεί που δεν έχω καθόλου πόντους για να μπορούμε να κάνουμε τα βασικά skill checks και μετά θα ανεβάσουμε τα υπόλοιπα. Awareness. Ωραία. Και Force Powers. Burst of Speed. Movement Speed is doubling, 2 defense is gained. Force Aura, συν 2 defense. Ωραία. Physical Attributes, Buff. Αυτό είναι Combat Buff, το άλλο είναι Defensive Buff. Force Resistance, restricted by Armor. Energy Resistance. Ωραίο. Force Barrier, Battle Meditation. Character Level 6. Force Body. Fuel Force Power, ok, δίνει σε HP. Revitalize, Affect Mind. Extra options will appear in conversation as appropriate. Ω ναι, εδώ είμαστε. Αυτά είναι mining droids και μάλιστα damaged mining droids. Ονομάμε με ό,τι πιο άμπαλο υπάρχει. Να το security station που λέει ο άλλος. Enter code to cancel lockdown. Activate the override switch. Repair, scavenge, computer, examine the unit's behavior core. These droids will no longer accept commands from any member of the mining facility except one. To maintenance officer. Μάλιστα. Mine any organics and any non-authorized droids. Defend organics. Scavenge. Τώρα δεν ξέρω αν πέρασε εντολή να κάνει defend organics, θα δούμε. Αυτό εκεί είναι φιλικό. This droid has now been switched to defend any organic in the facility. Nice. Και έχουμε και επιλογή για demolition, δεν ξέρω αν θα περνούσε, αλλά μπορείς να το καταστρέψεις με ασφάλεια. Μπορώ να δω το XP μου. 17-80. Πα, δεν παίρνεις XP άμα θα ανατινάξεις. Οπότε άστα να υπάρχουν. Να ξέρετε, το The Old Republic, που είναι το MMO, είναι δωρεάν αφενός. Νομίζω είναι πλέον free to play εδώ και αρκετά χρόνια. Και αφετέρου έχει εξαιρετικά storylines για τα classes. Δηλαδή όποιοι γουστάρετε να παίξετε περισσότερο Knights of the Old Republic στο ίδιο universe, το προτείνω το Tor.
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read. But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniforms while I've been in here? Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns. Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal. You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocrete skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. So the two groups started fighting. Then there was some big explosion. I was sitting here for a long time. Then you showed up in your underwear and things got a lot better. Don't know much about it. Maybe the exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high. The exchange is a big crime outfit, mostly operate out of Nar Shaddaa. Spice running, gun trafficking, slave trading. Now I guess they're posting bounties on Jedi. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. Could be something personal, or just business. Either way, there aren't many Jedi left to do anything about it. The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows. Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been?
Kotor 1 είναι αυτό.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
The rumors I heard said Revan defeated Malak, then went to Korriban to unite the Sith against the Republic. I was led to believe that Revan saved the Jedi and the Republic. Light side Revan.
I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malak back for trying to kill her in the first place. You know women.
Revan was a man.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman. Look, not like your half-naked interrogation isn't a personal fantasy of mine, but... Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody? Well, the miners can't all be gone. But if they are... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times. This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this cell security field and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship and then we fly out of here. Huh? What are you talking about? So you done interrogating me, or are we gonna work together and try to get out of this mess? Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console. Alright, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey! This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean. No. Someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here. Trapped. I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us. We could try. But if the miners were trying to trap you up here and probably kill you, why not call them and chat? I don't think a friendly call is going to wake them up. Be my guest. Not much else.
Utility droid on the other end. Ωραία λέγει χαρακτήρα. Droid Optimized Interface. Droid Motion Tracker. Και δεύτερο. Αναρωτιέμαι να τα κάνουν αυτά τα δύο. Mining Lasers. Να το Ebon Hawk. ψάχνουμε repair parts για να φτιάξουμε την κονσόλα. Αυτή να ανοίξουμε την κονσόλα. Πώς μου ξεφύγει αυτό. Range. Πώς λέει μου, αλλά Ναρτρέια, ναι. Το τριουμβιράτε. Εν τω μεταξύ, το τριουμβιράτε είναι όταν είναι συμβούλιο τριών. Ξέρεις πώς λέγεται το συμβούλιο των δύο? Τριουμβιράτε. Unlimited power. Deadly Sonic Mine. Where's the fuel lines? 3 Sonic Lines attacked inside. Ναι, παίζει τρελό σαμποτάζ εδώ. Δεν περίμενα να δω, άλλοι μαθαίνουμε ποιος το έκανε. Κάτω το parts. Έχουμε κασπίτα πλέον. They have shields now. Πόσο θέλει για XP? Είναι ήδη 2 level το droid. Το βλέπεις. Ναι. 3 level. Τι διασκήτες μαλάκι, μια χαρά που θέλουν. Το droid killer attachment. Και με τρελό chance of hit εδώ μεταξύ. Ανοίγει με κριτικά. Nice. Loop δωμάτιο. Precision Chamber, μάρκα 1. Να. Τι χρειάζεται. On hit stun, 100%. Το βάζεις αυτό όμως. Motion tracker. Precision Chamber. Α, Blaster types, ok. Αυτό είναι Weapon Mode. Ό,τι έκανε ο Obsidian και στο Fallout New Vegas, έτσι και εδώ έχει βάλει Weapon Modes. Droid Flamethrower, yeah baby. Αυτά είναι. Δεν θυμάμαι, Παναγιώτη, έχω να το παίξω διαρχία, μπράβο. Το έχω να το παίξω από τότε που βγήκε. Να το τελειώσω, οπότε δεν ξέρω να σου πω. Λέει, you can download the chat to open Hawk. Someone has encrypted the Navi computer. Okay. Θα τα χρειαστούμε, λέει, όλα αυτά.
A lot of cargo from the Jedi's freighter is being stored in the secure cargo hold until we can pass it through the quarantine checks. And as requested, all the programming spikes the security officers wanted confiscated have been stored there as well to prevent further system compromises. The secure cargo hold should be safe enough. If anybody wants to break into it, they'd have to blow it open with explosives. Who ordered the mining droids to repair that Jedi's freighter? I come in here off the work shift and 3 of them are repairing the port stabilizers? Did I miss something? Is somebody planning a trip? Because orders were that the hangar was to be locked down ever since that Jedi arrived. I don't know what maintenance is up to, but you can't just commission droids for repairs, especially with half the work shifts in medbay. Those droids are needed to repair the ventilation tunnels before gas builds up to terminal levels. It's not like that ship can go anywhere anyway. Even if it had the asteroid orbital drift charts, the Navicomputer's been voice-locked. You'd need the access code to get it spaceworthy. Considering this latest droid commission breach, I'm putting the droids in this section under the control of the current dock officer. If anyone sends commands to the mining droids outside this terminal, I'll be forced to enact full override. Looks like those droids got the vessel working again, even with all the damage it had taken. The maintenance officer still won't admit ordering them to fix it, though. Regardless, still no luck accessing the Navicomputer. It's been voice-locked, maybe by one of the corpses we found on the ship, like the old woman. If so, that ship isn't going anywhere, unless we rip out the Navicomputer and put in a new one, if we even had one to spare. The only reason someone would lock their Navicomputer is to hide their astrogation charts. Someone didn't want us to know where that ship was going, or where it had been. Only smugglers do that, or someone with something to hide. That Jedi's got a lot of questions to answer.
Nice. Και τώρα τι άλλο θέλει? Recover the Ebon Hawk. Open the emergency hatch. Το έχουμε κάνει αυτό. Πόσες spikes έχουμε? 2. Failure. Πώς δεν χρησιμοποιήθηκε. Ναι, και το κόμψε δεν δουλέψει. Έχουμε το flamethrower τι κάνει. Λογικά όχι πολλά. Έχει πολύ μικρό τον οργάνωση. 30 πόντους damage. Μαλάκα. Θεέ μου. Τι fucking killer είναι το ρομποτάκι. Ναι, οκ, εντάξει, το πήραμε. Τόσο μάγε μόνο 15. Έχουν, ξέρω εγώ, 7 HP, κάτι τέτοιο. Ή 10. Grenade εδώ. Είπε, there appears to be some sort of metal case. Διπλά κλειδωμένο. Emergency hatch του περάγκους administrative level. ανοίξαμε το hatch που θέλαμε.
So, how long have you been a Jedi? Must be tough, you know. No family, no husband. Hey, I wasn't trying to... Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came through.
No.
If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there. You're either really brave or really crazy, or both. All right, I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock by myself.
Γεια σου, ρε Σίμω.
I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you
Καλημέρα
through
και
the
εσένα,
tunnels from
φίλε.
up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep, though.
Εντάξει, πού άνοιξε η πόρτα ακριβώς? Πρέπει να είναι αυτή και πίσω στην κρέα. Docking port. Μια πάνω. Θυμάμαι ότι έπαιρνα πολύ το force speed, δεν τρέχα πολύ στο game. Το επόμενο blip που θα πάρουμε ήταν το force speed. Και αυτή δεν τη βλέπω να ανοίγει. Οπότε είναι η πόρτα που είναι πίσω στην κρέα. Αυτό είναι Star Wars, αυτό είναι το Knights of the Old Republic 2 που παίζουμε. Δεν είναι ούτε αυτή η πόρτα.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Emergency lockdown is in effect.
Και το πόρτα άνοιξε. Κρέα, τι έχει να πει εδώ?
Yes, what have you found? Ah, it may be that our proximity during our long slumber may have had unforeseen consequences. We seem to be able to speak without speaking. Perhaps this effect will pass with time. Then hope that we have little to say to each other, lest it prove distracting.
Αν χρησιμοποιούν κάποιο ίδιο skeleton set, δεν ξέρω τι να σου πω. Αυτό εδώ η πόρτα άνοιξε.
Can you read me? There's a lot of interference down there, probably caused by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragus fuel depot, if the passages haven't collapsed. That explosion knocked out most of the sensors. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. There's a lot of droid broadcasts in that area, but I can't pin them down. Will do. And be careful down there.
Minor uniform. Μπράβο, επιτέλους. Serving gear awareness συν 1 και resistance sonic και mining shield. Πολύ χρήσιμο. Πολύ χρήσιμο το με τις ασπίδες που έχει. Λοιπόν, demolition συν 1, reflex συν 2 και stealth mode. Πάμε με το reflex συν 2.
Find the emergency supplies? Damn it. I mean, good to hear it. No sense in you running around half naked. It's distracting. I mean, for the droids. Look, there may be some survey gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when staking claims on the asteroids. The survey gear is designed to spot and protect you against sonic mines, and the safety harness can be helpful if you try to disarm them. Yeah, it's like a military-issue energy shield, except it's designed to protect the miners against lasers and heat. Should work against the droid mining lasers. It won't last forever, and certainly not against multiple laser hits. But it may buy you some time if you get ambushed by a battalion of droids. Just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion of mining droids. Well, these aren't construction models. They shoot like a moisture farmer militia. Since they rely on ranged weapons, get in close with a melee weapon and start bashing them. In close combat, the guy with the vibroblade has the edge over the guy with the rifle, droid or not. Otherwise, just drill them from a distance. If they're not shielded, that is. There's gotta be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal. Watch where you step. I'm picking up a lot of stuff. If you have any skill with demolitions, you might be able to recover them. If you have survey gear or a safety harness, put those mining droids, especially the... Chances are, if they still had charges after they went rogue, if you see one of those excavators, watch it. If you can handle yourself fine,
Skill του low, αλλά πως την κάνει disable. Κάνει εκεί πέρα. Ωραίο. Ανοίγεις την ασπίδα και επειδή τα androids κάνουν τόσο χαμηλό damage δεν μπορούν να την περάσουν. Δεν είναι ότι σε πετυχαίνουν, αλλά δεν περνάνε την ασπίδα. Έχουμε medkit. Battle Stimulant. Πω, θυμόμαι να μπαφάρω το χαρακτήρα μου πριν από μάχες, σαν γίνεται της πουτάνας. Ναι, εδώ χρειαζόταν να την έχουμε ενεργοποιημένη την ασπίδα, αν και άφαγα damage. Λοιπόν, και τώρα έχουμε 5 points. Μια χαρά. Sweet, security. Και trick injury. Λοιπόν, feats. Αυτό είναι για να έχουμε καλύτερο... Ναι, του web providing έπαιζα πολύ μικρός. Demolition και stealth, πόσο. Empathy, Persuade, Awareness, Trick Injury, πολύ δυνατό. Gear έρχεται επίσης πολύ δυνατό. Conditioning, συνένωση στα saving throws. Θα βάλουμε Gearhead. Πολύ δυνατό. Και εκκληθέρο του Force Speed. Μα να κάνει one hand. Είναι two hand βασικά το σπάθο. Και κατάφερε να χάσει όλες τις επιθέσεις της. Και δεν παίζω πολύ με speed γιατί πεθάνουμε όλοι εδώ από ναυτία. Εδώ πολύ επεισόδιο ανακατάσταση. Για να είχα ανοίξει εκπομπή, αλλά μου δώσαν τα παιδιά την ιδέα να κάνω ένα live για την αλλαγή της χρονιάς και ψήθηκα. Και αφού μιλάγαμε για Obsidian και Bioware, είπα να βάλω Knights of the Old Republic 2 για να αλλάξουμε τη χρονιά. Και να ευχόμαστε να μάθουμε νέα για Old Republic. Για να ρε μου καλή χρονιά αγόρινα μου. Να ξέρεις, τα highlight φέτος ήταν το road trip, η συνάντηση και οι δύο συναντήσεις GGPT. Φίλε μου, χάρηκα και εμείς θα ξαναπούμε και σε επόμενες συναντήσεις και θα σου έρθουμε road trip φέτος. Open all locked doors on the level. Ναι, continue. Nice. Θα κάναμε το ρομπότ να ανοίξουν όλες τις πόρτες. Εντάξει, γάμισε ρε φίλε, κάτι τέτοια που στάρουμε. Σταμάτα τα droids, αν δεν έχω spikes. Shutdown containment fields. Τώρα μπορούμε να εξερευνήσουμε περισσότερο. Log out. Έχουν ανακοινωθεί δύο Kotor, Παναγιώτη. Έχει ανακοινωθεί νομίζω πως λέγεται Fate of the Old Republic. Fate of the Old Republic και remake του πρώτου Kotor. Και ακούγεται ότι υπάρχει και remake του δεύτερου Kotor. Οπότε θα δούμε. Κάνουμε ένα hard save. You have too many cloud saves. Ναι! Μην κάνεις cloud save. Θα τη γαμίσου. Πρέπει και να παρακολουθείς τα νέα. Το Kotor 1 έχει ανακοινωθεί νομίζω πρόπερση. Νομίζω μου είχαν κάνει meme που ούρλιαζα όταν ανακοινώθηκε. Το Kotor 2 το ακούσαμε πριν κανένα δίμηνο και το Fate of the Old Republic ανακοινώθηκε τώρα στα Game Awards. Καλά, ναι, εντάξει, σε μηχανή γραφικών εννοείται. Δεν θα παίξει σε τέτοια γραφικά 20 χρόνια μετά. Αν δεις το F2, το επεισόδιό μας μετά τα Game Awards, το σχολιάζουμε πάντως. Το ανέφερα εκεί. Ο χαρακτήρας μου δεν είναι πολύ combat focused. Δηλαδή το class που διάλεξα είναι το... Απλά έχω καλά skills.
Yeah, picking up some strange reading. The containment fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get... I may be able to keep it contained until you get the... I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration center. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick.
Είναι λίγο αρχαίο το game. μεταξύ σας σπίτες είναι πάρα πολύ view. Μπορείς να φτιάξεις Jedi Knight Sentinel και τι είμαι εγώ. Υπάρχουν τρία classes που μπορείς να φτιάξεις πάντως. Ο Sentinel που είμαι εγώ είναι Skill, ο Consular είναι Force Abilities και ο Knight είναι Martial. Πάντα παίζω με Sentinel για να έχω τα skill checks, γιατί λατρεύω skill checks σε RPGs. Ναι, εσύ μπορεί να ξέρεις, αλλά το λέω και για το κοινό. Impossible. Με the Sonic Charts, βεβαίως. Να την άξω όμως. Ή θέλει demolition skill του λαού. Για να δούμε αν μπορούμε να βάλουμε... Με 2 demolition, κάνουμε κάτι. Γαμάμε. Κάτι για το κοστάκι ρε μαλάκες. Πού είμαστε? Έχει δίκιο ο Κωστάκης που μου λέει ότι τα χτενίζω τα games. Να ο Chief, ο Maintenance Officer που είδαμε στο βίντεο, στη βιντεοκλήση. Καλώς τον...
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master. Provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance? Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous master, you are the only organic which I may now serve. Answer. The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination. Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation. Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship. Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master. Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious. Plagiation. Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold. Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning. Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master. Evaluation. Master, I do not know. Judging from the damage, it had been attacked by a much larger vessel. And when it attempted to escape the Harbinger with you on board, it was fired on again. Addendum. It does seem odd that such a small vessel has a high probability of attracting the attention of much larger vessels. Not a welcome trait in a freighter, to be sure. Explanation. I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Bounty?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress. Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer. Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi. Surprised answer. I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty. Answer, all that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this. 3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly. Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems. You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level. Defensive answer. Master, I am a protocol droid, not a well-crafted assassination droid of unrivaled sophistication. To have carried out the actions that took place here would have required an unusual set of skills. It is highly unlikely I possess the knowledge of how to reprogram the memory cores of base worker-class droids into killing machines, let alone to terminate the organics at this facility, utilizing only Aerotech 500 series laser mining drills and explosives fashioned from proton missile cores. Admission, I cannot and will not attempt to change your mind, Master. I would urge you to consider that your Kotor tank treatments may have caused some disorientation. Conjecture. The administration of a large dose of sedatives over a short period of time would likely prove fatal to miners, although not to a Jedi. For a Jedi, it would simply render them unconscious for ease of transport. Quite inventive. Answer. I was merely commenting on the idea itself, Master, not the execution of the idea. Though that, too, was inventive. Besides, Master, those miners intended to murder you, or worse. Any complaints they would have at being murdered would be the highest form of hypocrisy.
Εντάξει, ρέστα ο HK, βεβαίως. Αυτός είναι ένας HK 50, γι' αυτό και δεν είναι το χρώμα του δικού μας HK. Τον οποίο το ξαναβρίσκουμε στο Kotor 2, βεβαίως. Και τον επιδιορθώνουμε με κομμάτια που θα πάρουμε και από τον μάγκα πίσω μας. Ο οποίος μόλις σου εξήγησε πλαγίως όλο το plot. Τι έγινε ακριβώς. Workbench, upgrade items. Και μπορείς να βάλεις εδώ διάφορα. 15 cold fire, resist, ωραία. Lightsaber δεν έχουμε και δεν έχουμε τίποτα άλλο που παίρνει upgrades. Μπορούμε να κραφτάρουμε τίποτα. Μπορείς να κάνεις creative breakdown items. Έχουμε quarter staff. 1 έως 6.
Greetings. It is a pleasure to see you.
Στην ουσία όλοι αυτοί οι HK50 που συναντάς θέλουν να πάρουν το bounty που υπάρχει για τους Jedi. Έχουν περιορισμένα uses. πίσω εκεί είναι ο... εκεί απέναντι είναι ο T3. Καλώς τους. Καλώς τα heavy miners. Δεν έχω καταλάβει. Use close combat weapons. Strength. Ωραία, και τώρα πρέπει Valor νομίζω σου δίνει συν 2 είπε στα physical attribute stats, οπότε είναι αντί για 13 strength σαν να έχω 15. Κάνουμε μετά ματζιμπά. Α, θέλει plasma cutter. Miss. Reflex package.
The sensor should allow me to issue voice commands to them rather than manually adjusting their routine each time the mining specifications change. I've been keeping the sensor in the maintenance workshop for the time being. I wanted to test it first by recording and playing back some simple voice commands. Finished my examination of the droids from the Ebonhawk freighter. The T3 unit looked like it had shut itself down. The protocol droid, however, made up for it. It talked my ear off for most of the hour, asking questions about the facility, the personnel, and so on. Still, it wanted to make itself useful, so I put it to work until its master wakes up from the med bay. It seems to have some skills in speaking to droid behavior cores, so there's been some trouble with some of the mining droids, so I'm signing off. Been speaking to the protocol droid about the Jedi in med bay. I thought they'd all gone away or been killed in the Jedi Civil War. The droid told me that his master is the only Jedi he knows of in all the galaxy, and that the Jedi had served in the Mandalorian Wars almost 10 years ago. That would have meant that the Jedi served under Revan for a time. Maybe the Jedi knows what happened to Revan after the end of the Jedi Civil War. Been too busy to enter a log for a while. There's been more and more accidents since that Jedi arrived. The miners are starting to get restless, especially Korda. Korda said the exchange is offering a huge bounty on Jedi Knights and that we can make a fortune if we sell the Jedi to Nar Shaddaa. Security shut down that idea pretty quick, but I don't think Korda and his men are going to give up that easy. I mentioned the trouble to the Jedi's protocol droid. He seemed concerned about his master's safety. I told the droid not to worry. The Korda wouldn't. With the protocol droid's help, I made some upgrades to the sonic imprint sensor, using some of the droid's vocabulator subroutines. In addition to its ability to store and record voices, it now has the droid's full array of alien languages, including Basic. Should prove useful as a portable translator. I tried to make sure the protocol unit got some credit for helping fashion it, but the droid refused, saying the work was reward enough. I was thinking of installing the prototype in one of the mining droids as a test and see what happens. When the dock officer reported the droids repairing the Ebonhawk, I installed a voice print ID on the droid console system. Someone ordered them to repair that freighter, but I can't find a trace of the order anywhere. If anyone tries that again, they won't be able to do it from this terminal unless I let them. The voice print should cut any user off from the central functions unless I give the code. The maintenance check on the droids didn't help. If anything, the accidents have increased. Security interrogated me about the droids and they weren't too happy with my answers. I don't understand it, though. These aren't combat models. They shouldn't even know how to attack. I can't help but think, what if somebody staged the initial trouble with the mining droids just to get them all sent to maintenance, and then did something to them? I think security's right. Someone's trying to sabotage this facility and they're using the droids to do it. But why?
Είναι voice printed, που είναι αυτό που έλεγε τώρα ο μηχανικός. Πρέπει να γυρίσουμε πίσω και να πάρουμε το recording της φωνής του. Και πρέπει να βρούμε και το κωδικό επίσης. Αυτά είναι floating mine είναι. Και δείτε πως παίρνουμε τώρα το voice.
Greeting. It is a pleasure to... Hesitant answer. A T3. However, I feel I must inform you that this individualism can become such a nuisance that even a droid such as myself is tempted to reduce them to their base components, if not crush them into slag. But enough of my seemingly irrelevant tangent. Where did you leave the droid? Answer. Then that would explain... Of course. Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the pain, and attempts to facilitate communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock. Recitation? Oh yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life. Of course, Master. Pitying answer. Oh, that is unfortunate, Master. Answer. Only if he hasn't already been murdered in an unfortunate... Apology. Unfortunately, if that were the case, the severed comm link would have... Theory. You could walk across... Warning. Master, I encourage you to return to the medical bay and...
This pointless conversation.
Weary resignation. Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can... Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good. Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice printed. Musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful
Γεια σου, enemy within. Καλή χρονιά, ρε φίλε μου.
bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics. Condescending explanation. Oh yes, Master. The code is maintenance control, voice print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless. Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be
Persuade sonic sensors.
Proud answer. Master, I believe my vocabulator is working adequately enough to accommodate your request. A recitation. Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. There. Was that sufficient, Master? Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
Και έτσι κάνεις trick τον HK να σου δώσει το κωδικό με τη φωνή του Chief, ώστε να μπορείς να περάσεις στα voice logs.
Maintenance control, voice print ID R1B5.
Κάπου εδώ πρέπει να έχει και μια στολή. Ένα space suit νομίζω. Ναι, να το. Το οποίο γίνεται equip αυτόματα. Και είναι σημαντικό να περάσουμε απ' έξω. Για να δούμε το plot. Από εδώ θα είναι και ο Άτων εδώ μεταξύ. Α, θα περάσουμε απ' έξω. Να τους.
That's about time. I lost your signal after you left the mining tunnels. Now you're coming in clear.
Except I'm picking you up on the exterior of the facility, on the asteroid's surface. That can't be right.
Huh? What are you doing out there? You're crazy, even for a Jedi. What little is left of the facility's venting system, they're venting Paragus fuel deposits into space through the exterior The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gases to the exterior. And only in the last few minutes, it's almost as if... Now what now? I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
Κάτσε να βγούμε στο main menu να το ξαναπαίξουμε το βίντεο. Να τους. Σάιον. Τώρα θυμήθηκα το μεταξύ του αυτούς είχα όλους crew στο Galaxy of Heroes. Πριν γυρίσω σε Revan, Light Side, τους είχα όχι την τριάδα. Δεν θυμάμαι αν είχα τον Nihilus μέσα, σίγουρα είχα τον Scion πάντως. Κάτω κομμάτι τα βίντεο ρε φίλε. Πρέπει να δω γιατί. το είχα κατεβάσει τα HD movies από ό,τι φαίνεται. Ναι, και το fuel line.
He has come.
Bloodborne Online. Ναι, είχα δει ότι δουλεύανε για ένα mod, για online. Οπότε θα είναι ετοιμάσου. Έλα γάμο. Full deck στο Heavy Miner. Mandalorian μιλήσει. Και μπορούμε να κάνουμε και upgrade το... Α, βασικά όχι, δεν μπορούμε. Δεν παίρνει upgrade στο συγκεκριμένο. Δεν ξέρω αν μπορώ να κραφτάρω τίποτα. Create melee. Massive criticals. Grip. Αλλά δεν μπορώ να κραφτάρω όπλο. Μόνο mods. Spike. Μπορώ. Θέλει, κάτσε, τι θέλει, repair 10 για να φτιάξεις vibro sword. Okay. Τώρα μπορώ να το κάνω upgrade αυτό όμως. Και τι mod μπορώ να κραφτάρω για melee, ion cell, massive critical Zena, damage bonus 1 slashing, harder to wield, damage bonus 1 energy. Για να δούμε αν θα δουλέψει. Και αγκρίνιο grip τι κάνει, damage slashing. Ion Cell και Enhanced Energies δεν δουλεύουν. Για να δούμε αν το Vibration θα δουλέψει. 3 στα 3. It's required weapon focus melee weapon. Τέλος πάντων, okay, whatever. Α, δεν έχει slot, άσχετα να το δείχνει το UI. Γεια σου Μιχάλη. Όχι φίλε, εδώ είμαι, κάνουμε παρέα. Γεια γόρινα μου, καλή χρονιά. Δέκα λεπτάκια, παιδιά. Γεια σου Λουκίλιο. Καλή που χρονιά και σε ένα μπορεί να μην είσαι καλά. Ό,τι επιθυμείς. Η Σάρα. Και μακάρι να πάνε και των δύο τα κανάλια πολύ καλά φέτος. Και το μπουρδέλο το μέτρη να συγχωρείτε. Νομίζω έμεινε με ένα HP η γραφικά. Α, εδώ είναι. Ήμασταν πριν με το... Έχω ξαναπεράσει από εδώ. Δεν είναι πια, δεν ήμασταν εδώ. Όχι. Δεν έχω πότε μέσα. Και όλα με ice επίσης. Έχει κι άλλα πάρω στο κάτω. Throw lightsaber. Drain force, full screen. Save. Save σημαίνει δεν έφυγε πίσω. Κίντον Μπίκον. Sonic. Girlfriend of Hansen. Nice. Τελειώνει τώρα, νομίζω αυτή είναι η τελευταία περιοχή που περνάμε. Breath mask. Να ο κουρτά που ακούγαμε συνέχεια. Γεια σου Τζον, 4 λεπτά παιδιά.
Almost didn't make it out of the dormitory section before the lockdown, you murklack. You're cutting a little close, aren't you?
Yes, a regrettable miscalculation on my part. I'm contacting you because I'm...
No, they must be trying to use the old relay system to send an emergency signal. I doubt they know what's really going on.
Hey, this turbo lift's locked down.
Try the code again, and don't worry about the miners and their transmission.
Oh, they won't be leaving the dormitories. The explosion within the tunnel...
What? That's going to kill them.
Not all of them, but I'm sending a number of mining droids to your location right now to correct that problem.
Korda, this turbo lift's locked down. The sequence isn't working.
Keep trying it! You! Why are you doing this? Why me?
You? It was never about you. The Jedi is all that interests me. But then you had to ruin everything by revealing her identity and then trying to harm her. And that I cannot allow. Statement. You are a risk, Korda. You are impulsive, crude, and soon deceased.
Ήταν ο HK. Ήταν με voice filter η φωνή.
Mocking query. Korta, are you dead yet? Smug statement. I believe I forgot to mention that I reversed the turbolift codes. In case you managed to get this far.
Ναι, αλλά δεν θυμάμαι τώρα ποιο ήταν το journal. It looks like you need to reverse it. Πήραμε τέτοιο κωδικό, είναι άλλο. Κάπου λέει, πήραμε το κούρτα το voice log, αλλά πρέπει να πάμε κάπου να το βάλουμε. Κάτσε να το βρούμε. On the console across the room. Σε πάλι καλά που το είπε. Είχε. End lockdown, ok. Ναι, κάπου εδώ θα βρούμε το κωδικό και θα πρέπει να το αντιστρέψουμε για να λύσουμε το γρίφο. Λοιπόν, 23:59. Όσο παλεύω με droids εγώ. 19, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Καλή χρονιά να έχουμε. Καλώς ορίσατε στο 26. Πάμε και στο Discord. Τώρα δεν ξέρω αν θα τους ακούτε. Καλή χρονιά σε όλους, παιδιά. Να σας πάνε όλα τέλεια το 26. Input. Να παίζουν όλα. Γιατί εγώ δεν ακούω τίποτα. Άρα μάθουμε σε λιγάκι. Αν ακούω τίποτα. Για το πρώτο μας kill για το 26. Γίνεται γαμός έξω από βαγγαλικά. Να το μάλλον linktr το vlog. Holo reader. Να το μάλλον linktr το holo log.
This may be the beginning of a long record. It's about an hour after the facility just finished helping the dock officer set up the transmission relay. The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are...
Sir, couldn't we contact the medbay? Maybe the Jedi's awake. If so, she could help us.
No good. The link to the medical computer was severed from the hub, just like the administration console. Even if the Jedi wakes up, how would we get the dormitory turbo lift code to her? Without it, the turbo lift to the administration level is locked down. This may be the big... Just finished. The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift.
Sir.
No good. The link to the medical computer was severed from the hub, just like the administration console. Even if the Jedi wakes up. The inventory of our supplies. Got enough emergency. I wish we could contact the Jedi. Someone is with us. Since Kotor and his crew aren't locked in, at least the air scrubbers are still. Hey, what's happening to the ventilation system?
Για να δούμε αν ο Κούρτα για τους 2 τελευταίους αριθμούς.
What did you want to talk to me about? I have to suit up and drill the 3219K. I heard you had plans for the Jedi. Yeah, but security already said. Are they? I've seen the logs you've been acting. It doesn't matter what we work out. We wouldn't make one hyper... If you have a way off this station? Well, I may know someone. Works the system on special jobs. I've seen the logs. I know you've already asked. Handle the rest when the time comes. Going to the maintenance.
The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are...
5 και 7.
The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are...
5, 7. Που σημαίνει ότι ο κωδικός είναι 7, 5, 13, 17 και 3. Πάμε να το ανοίξουμε. Nice. Και έβγαλε το ίδιο συμπέρασμα. The remaining 2 numbers are 5 and 7. Ναι. Στο δέλικο του journal. Δεν χρειάζεται να λύσεις κάτι εσύ. Καλή χρονιά, παιδιά. Έλα ρε, καλώς τον.
Ας την πούσα.
Δεν σε ακούω ρε μαλακά, είναι από πού καλείς.
Περίμενε, γάμο την Παναγιώτα του γάμου. Κανονικά είναι το μικρόφωνο μου. Έχεις κάνει μαλακία εσύ.
Όχι, τώρα σε ακούω. Δεν είναι τόσο μεγαλωνικά.
Τέλεια. Περίμενε λίγο έτσι. Καλή χρονιά λοιπόν.
Καλή χρονιά Θάνο.
Μακάρι πως θα λένε τα πράγματα να πάνε καλά. Γενικότερα παιδάκια, καλή χρονιά. Και στο chat, εύχομαι πως θα λένε μακάρι το 26 να σας φέρει αυτά που θέλετε. Και μακάρι να είναι και καλό και για εμάς. Και ατομικά και συνολικά.
Oh yeah.
Αυτά. Τι λέει, πώς πάει το Kotor?
Μια ρούλα. Εδώ προχωράω, έχω χωθεί τώρα στο game. Μάλλον το print screen του Ιανουαρίου θα έχει Kotor 2 μέσα.
Perfect. Ελπίζω να έχει, πώς το λένε, και το τέλος του Death Stranding του δικού μου.
Μακάρι, ναι. Πλησιάζεις τώρα, είσαι στο τέλος.
Πόσα chapter έχει ακόμα? Είμαι στο 9. Νομίζω 15 πρέπει να διάβασα.
Δεν νομίζω ότι έχει τόσα πολλά, ή αν έχει, γιατί τώρα είσαι στο τέλος, έχεις πάει στην τρίτη περιοχή.
Να.
Δεν έχει πολύ. Μετά είναι απλά το ending, το οποίο κρατάει αρκετή ώρα.
Οκ. Πάμε. Έτσι, να κοπεί ένας ακόμα μύθος, μαλάκα. Θα τελειώσει το Death Stranding μετά από 4 φορές που το έχω ξεκινήσει.
Και εγώ δεν τελειώσα την πρώτη. Βασικά όχι άκυρο, εγώ δεν τελειώσα την πρώτη φορά που το έπαιξα. Και όχι παιχνίδι. Το έχω κάνει σε άλλα games πάντως. Είναι άλλα games τα οποία δεν τερμάτισα με την πρώτη.
Σκέψου πως το λένε, είχα ξεκινήσει μία φορά που το έδωσε η Epic, μία φορά που μπήκε Game Pass, μία φορά Steam πολύ πριν και μία φορά τώρα.
Μισό λίγο να κόψω ένα διάλογο εδώ.
Να.
Έλα, πες.
Όχι αυτό, 4 playthroughs ουσιαστικά. Τώρα είμαι στο 4ο και θα τελειώσει.
Ωραίος. Λούστεν, γιατί δεν μπαίνεις και σε Discord ρε μαλάκα? Είναι τώρα με οικογένεια και κοπέλα και τα σχετικά.
Να καλά κι εμείς. Και πώς θα λένε, σιγά σιγά θα ετοιμαστώ κι εγώ να πουλάρω.
Ωραία, εγώ θα παίξω εδώ καμιά ωρίτσα και θα την κλείσω τη φάση.
Εννοείται. Rest well και είναι σημαντικό. Πολύ σημαντικό πάντα. Δηλαδή, εκτιμώ πάρα πολύ τα άτομα τα οποία κάνουν στην αλλαγή του χρόνου. Κάνουν παρέα στα άτομα τα οποία απλά μπορεί να μην μπορούν για τον ΑΒ λόγο. Πάντα είναι σημαντικό.
Πρώτος, μου στείλε ο Μακφάρλεν, μου στείλε ο Kojima.
Και εμένα. Kojima, αν τα ακούς, αν είσαι on stream αυτή τη στιγμή, είσαι μεγάλος. Αυτό θα πω.
Πάμε, σε λατρεύουμε. Και δεύτερος μου στείλε Χριστιανά, φίλε.
Έτσι. Τους θερμούς μου χαιρετισμούς και σε αυτή και στο Λίο.
Πού θα πάτε, θα βγείτε εκεί κοντά?
Ναι, στο κολλητού θα πάμε. Έχω εξοπλίσει το πειρατικό.
Το πειρατικό?
Ναι ρε, το ρούμι.
Ωραίος, μια χαρούλα.
Yep.
Τώρα the daily position has finished downloading. Τι mod είναι αυτό? What, αυτό ήταν συντόταρ μαλάκα, τι μου βγάλε το game? Για να το πω και πλατίνα. Δεν θυμάμαι αν έχει δύσκολη πλατίνα, να σου πω την αλήθεια.
Άμα έχει να κάνεις, πώς το λένε, παραδόσεις και αυτά, ούτε για δείγμα. 30 ώρες γράφει το Steam, παραδόξως.
Ναι, έχει να κάνεις παραδόσεις με S-Rank και έχει να κάνεις και S-Rank από μία φορά κάθε τύπο παράδοσης. Αλλά και πάλι είναι η πλατίνα του. Εντάξει, ναι, είναι τώρα να γουστάρεις το flow του game. Αν δεν το γουστάρεις, είναι ok.
Δεν είναι θέμα να γουστάρω το flow. Το γουστάρω το flow του. Το είπα και στο... Το έχουμε πει και προσωπικού. Ότι είναι πολύ comfort game για εμένα το συγκεκριμένο.
Είναι comfort game. Αλλά τώρα έχεις να παίξεις το 2 ρε φίλε, οπότε...
Κατάλαβες, δεν είμαι ούτως ή άλλως Platinum Hunter και
ναι.
δεν θα το... Δεν θα το κυνηγήσω, δηλαδή σε τέτοια δεν με ψήνει. Αλλά αυτό, εφόσον έχω το 2, θα πάω απευθείας εκεί.
Καλά θα κάνεις.
Νομίζω πως το λένε πώς λέγεται, ο Hartman είναι top 3 σε χαρακτήρες.
Αλήθεια!
Είναι ρε φίλε, ξέρεις τι, είναι αυτό που Show me Kojima character, να το πω έτσι. Είναι αυτό ακριβώς για μένα ο Hartman. Και επίσης έχω συγχαθεί τον Del Toro.
Τον Del Toro.
Ναι ρε μαλάκα, ναι, δεν θέλω, βασικά και τον Del Toro και τον Die Hartman.
Και τον Die Hartman, οκ.
Τέλος πάντων, μη δώσω άλλα spoilers. Αυτό. Μπήκα αποστολή για ένα σύντομο και εγώ τις απαραίτητες έκανα τις αποστολές για και βαρέθηκα. Όπως και να έχει, για να μην καθυστερώ παραπάνω, για να μην σας κρατάω. Καλή χρονιά σε όλους. Μακάρι το 26 γενικότερα να σας φέρει αυτά τα οποία θέλετε και οποιοδήποτε είναι οι καρποί σας να αποφέρουν, να είναι fruitful.
Οποιασδήποτε πώς λέγεται ρε φίλε, η προσπάθειά σας να αποφέρουν καρπούς, ρε μαλάκα.
Αυτό ναι. Εντάξει. Είμαι πολύ καλός στο να δίνω κακές ευχές.
Έτσι.
Αυτά.
Ωραίες εβδομάδες, καλά να περάσεις και τα λέμε αύριο στο ολοήμερο. Φαντάζομαι θα πεταχτείς κάποια στιγμή, θα έρθεις να με δεις.
Εννοείται. Και αν βολέψει, πώς το λένε, θα τζοινάρω σε κάτι.
Alright, man.
Έγινε ρε, άντε. Καλό ξημέρωμα, παιδιά, σε όσους ξενυχτήσουνε, καλή ξεκούραση σε όσους ξεκουραστούνε. Και μπήβατε γάμι σου.
Thank you και εσύ.
Έγινε, bye.
Alright, να αρχίζει και γίνεται σιγά σιγά light side. Ενώ η κρέα παραμένει η νιούτρα σε όλο το game. Τρομακτικό wisdom η κρέα. Repair skills. Πάρε εδώ for slide την κόκλα μου. Επιτέλους κάποιος να έχει repair σε αυτό το πάρτι. Τι θέλει το 2, character level 9. Θυμάμαι παίζαμε Force Scream στο τέλος του game. Force Scream και Mass Lightning. Χρόνια πολλά παιδιά. Καλή χρονιά σε όλους. Υγεία, ευτυχία, πολλά games. Τώρα και καλά να πας πίσω, τους πετυχαίνεις.
What in space is going on? Who's this? Another Jedi? What, did you guys suddenly start breeding when I wasn't looking? Alright. I'm guessing that Republic ship that just docked isn't carrying friends of yours.
I hope your talent for understatement is offset by your skill with a blaster. If not, then I fear our time together will be short indeed.
Yeah, and I'm also good at running and drinking, Your Majesty. And even if you two aren't big friends of the Republic, that warship's the only way off this station.
As long as he isn't the last party member standing, he can't be knocked out.
Good thing we have a clear run to the ship.
Threat. Master, perhaps I did not enunciate clearly the last time we spoke. I suggested that you should shut down, stay put, and wait for rescue. Correction. I am not here to argue semantics, Master, so I will simply inform you that you are wrong, as were those recently corrected miners. Indignant answer. Master, the miners intended to place you in jeopardy. After reprogramming the mining droids to... Then a series of flawlessly timed explosions drove the miners into their dormitories, where I was able to gas them all at once without wasting. I then administered a large dose of sedative, of course against my calculations. You... Answer? You may... As I said, I did not anticipate you awakening from the tank. You are quite a hardy specimen for a Jedi, a wrong-toe among humans, if you will indulge me the metaphor. Besides, as you proved, Master, such... Answer. It is beyond the scope of my programming to probe the motivations of my clients, Master. You have been wandering the galaxy since the end of the Mandalorian Wars, leaving the chiding answer. My programming renders me incapable of revealing the identity. However, I am free to say that my client...
Last of the Jedi.
Answer. No, Master. Killing you was never the intention. If you resist my attempts to return you to your Kolto tank, however, I may inadvertently fracture your skeleton in several places to incapacitate you. Admission. It was a matter of chance, Master. I happened to be serving as a protocol droid on the Harbinger when you booked passage. After that, it was a simple matter to sabotage the Harbinger and call for a retrieval. Irritated statement. However, when the Ebon Hawk appeared and salvaged us from the wreckage, I was forced into a series of rapid recalculations, culminating in our current situation.
Τι ώρα που το δένει.
Resignation. Very well.
Εν τω μεταξύ, πρώτη φορά που παίζεις με τον Άτον είναι κατευθείαν σε combat για να του βάλεις τα level. Και επίσης κάποιος ο οποίος είναι πολύ καλός σε demolitions και έχουμε καλύψει όλα τα skills. Sneak attack, power blast, πρώτο close combat σε περίπτωση που πλησιάσει κανείς. Θα το βρούμε.
I'll say the word. Ratio achieved.
Say the word.
Distract sequence activated.
I hear you.
Failing, Master.
Systems failing, Master. Ο calculator. Το ένα από 4 έτοιμους που θέλουμε για να στρώσουμε τον HK μας. Χρόνια πολλά παιδιά, χρόνια πολλά, καλή χρονιά σε όλους. Θα δω πώς φεύγουμε.
Something is wrong. I sense no one on board.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids creeping up behind us like last time?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few signs of battle. No carbon scoring, no blaster fire. This place has been hit by assassins of a different sort.
Then what are we doing on this ship? We were better off in the facility. You two are supposed to be Jedi? You two are the worst Jedi I've ever met. Maybe I would. At least I was safe there.
We cannot go back into the facility. If the assassin machine was correct, then we cannot reach the hangar. Be silent. I need some time to think.
Look, I don't mean to cast another shadow on this, but even if you could reach the ship you came in on, it wouldn't matter. You'll need the orbital drift charts to clear the Paragus asteroid field, unless you want to have the shortest flight out of Paragus ever recorded. Oh, you mean with the huge crew we brought along with us? That's a brilliant idea. Well, of course they have the asteroid drift charts in their navicomputer. They'd have to. Well, we'd have to get to the bridge. I mean, Well, that's the biggest problem I can see.
That is a sound plan for the moment. Let us go. Our enemies gather while... Very well.
I'll be more mindful of the present. Παρμένω ακριβώς από το episode 1. Καλησπέρα παιδιά. Παιδιά, όσους μπαίνετε να ευχηθείτε, σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Καλώς τους Sith Assassins. Αυτό το Fallen της Κρέα. Εντάξει, και έτσι δεν αλλάρμο.
And too much. Still, we have our orders, and the Republic... We wanted to check with you, sir, before diverting course from Telos. There appears to be some...
You have permission to divert course, Captain. If there's a Sith presence in the region, the ID signature on the front...
Yes, sir. We did not have the vessel listed in our databank.
There was, Captain. If you find any trace of that vessel, even wreckage, I want it.
Yes, sir.
After you've investigated the sector, resume course to Telos with the passenger. It is of the highest importance that she reach Telos.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure she arrives intact.
Good hunting, Captain. Admiral Onasi out.
Sometimes I wonder if the right hand of the Republic...
Query. You said...
Yes, I need you to check on the passenger again. See if...
Statement. As all.
Και ο HK, ο οποίος είναι Bounty Hunter Droid, όπως είπαμε. Και εργαζόταν σαν protocol droid πάνω στο πλοίο. Όπως είπε, πέτυχε την Exile από τύχη. Στόχους για τη νέα χρονιά. Χάρη, ο μεγαλύτερος μου στόχος είναι να δυνατήσω. Να χάσω όσο περισσότερα κιλά μπορώ. Θα είναι η πρώτη μου προτεραιότητα φέτος. Η δεύτερη προτεραιότητα θα είναι να μετακομίσω σύντομα. Σε μερικούς μήνες για να αρχίσω επιτέλους να είμαι σε ένα χώρο ο οποίος θα ξέρω ότι είναι τελικός. Όχι, δεν θα ξαναμετακομίσω μετά σύντομα. Γιατί εδώ είναι και πλέον 13 χρόνια. Παραπάνω, βασικά. Ξέρω ότι είναι ημιμόνιμα τα μέρη στα οποία μένω. Και μετά, όπως έγραψα και στο Facebook για όσους το είδανε, θέλω να κάνω θέλω να τελειώσω λίγο μελέτη που έχω αφήσει στα μισά. Να πάρω κάτι πιστοποιήσεις και θέλω να βρω επιτέλους τις δουλειές που ψάχνω. Φεύγουμε. Γιατί μία δουλειά που έχω τώρα τελειώνει το Μάρτιο. Θα τελειώνει σήμερα. Αλλά ανανέωσα το συμβόλαιο για ένα τρίμηνο. Και την άλλη δουλειά που έχω θέλω επίσης να τη σταματήσω. Κάποια στιγμή ήταν καθαρά για να πάρω εμπειρία. Αν και με έχει βολέψει το γεγονός στην Αμερική. Οπότε αυτή είναι η τρίτη στόχη μου. Μετά τα υπόλοιπα είναι οικονομικά. Θέλω να πάρω ένα μάξι φέτος. Θέλω να κάνω κάποιες ανακαινήσεις στο σπίτι, το καινούριο.
Report. There's no one on board.
They're still in their berths, sir.
Then who was firing?
We don't know, sir. The freighter's empty, too. Did you still want a tractor beam?
Search the freighter and the warship one more time. If they're...
Yes.
No idea why the...
Everyone in the Ebon Hawk was dead, sir. We're starting autopsy.
What about that Sith corpse we retrieved from the...
We haven't had a chance to fully examine it, sir.
Then keep me posted. We're still experiencing a problem with the communications array, and now maintenance.
Sir, I just picked...
I have come for the Jedi.
What the hell was that?
Sir, I don't know.
Send us a...
Ωραία, πήραμε και τον Apple Computer. Συνδέσαμε και τα υπόλοιπα κομμάτια του puzzle. Ευχαριστώ, Alex. Νομίζω είναι doable. Το θέμα δεν είναι αν θα γίνουν, το θέμα είναι πόσο καλά θα γίνουν. Ναι ρε Νικό, θέλει αλλαγή στο... Θέλει αλλαγή στα πάντα ρε φίλε. Και είναι και σαν να πολεμάς τον εαυτό σου. Αυτό είναι το θέμα. Αλλά εντάξει, πιστεύω θα γίνει. Το έχω καταφέρει μία φορά με βοήθεια. Το θέμα είναι να καταφέρω να το κάνω μόνος μου. Άμα βρω τη λύση μόνος μου, μετά είναι απλά θέμα χρόνου. Αυτές οι ωραίες της πουτάνας μάχες που γίνονται μ' αρέσουν. Όταν είναι 3v3 και ο καθένας βαρύ διαφορετικό στόχο. Αν είπαμε, πήραμε τα update, από το μπορούμε να φύγουμε. Αν είναι σωστά, ξέρω ότι πήραμε level. Force immunity stun. Εδώ είναι σημαντικό. Finesse melee weapons. Γεια σου ρε Γιάννη, καλή χρονιά φίλο μου. Skill too low.
Damn thing's stuck.
Τι λες ρε φίλε. Γεια σου ρε Στάθη, επίσης καλή χρονιά. Πάρ' το number down, πάει κάτω. Ίσως ξανασηκώθηκε, γιατί εκτός και αν είναι ο τελευταίος που έφυσε, είχε καλό pin of down. Οπότε απλά ξανασηκώνεται. Your wounds have been healed.
The strange thing is, I keep feeling like someone's watching us here in the checking the survivor from the Sith vessel. His flesh is cracked and scarred, and I'm registering several thousand fractures in his skeleton, as if each bone was split. Judging from the scar tissue, I believe these wounds took place before his death. This is the medical officer. The soldiers sent to the medical bay have just died. I don't with him or Sith. They just appeared right out of thin air, like I think they were always on board. I have no idea how many are on the ship. There could be only a few, or as many as 100. I think that thing in the tank was a Sith Lord.
What is it?
Immunity poison. Nice.
I hear you.
Εγώ έχω δει χαζό και τον δέρνει τον άτομο. Κάνε το πόλεμο που πάρτε, πάρε level.
I have a bad feeling about this. Don't you feel it? All right, trust me. When it comes...
When he gets a bad feeling, it's recommended that you save your game. Εντάξει, δεν γίνεται και τίποτα. Το game δεν σε βάζει να πολεμήσεις τον Σιόν από τώρα. Μάλακα, πως περνάει έτσι η ώρα. Να τους.
I came to warn you, Jedi. You know not what path you walk.
This battle is mine alone. I am not defenseless. He cannot kill what he cannot see, and power has blinded him long ago. Run! I shall be along shortly.
Ναι ρε, δεν θα σταματήσεις να παίζεις. Νομίζω είναι καιρός να του ρίξω ένα δεύτερο τερματισμό, γιατί και τα mods που έχω βάλει το restoration δεν το έχω παίξει ποτέ. Κάτι αντίστοιχο έχω κάνει και στο Mass Effect 3. Το έχω βάλει μοντάκια, τα οποία βάζουν περιεχόμενο που δεν έχω δει ποτέ.
Just say... Say the word.
Γεια σου Δάνο, καλή χρονιά και σε εσένα φίλο μου. Να είστε καλά παιδιά. Λοιπόν, το πρόγραμμα αύριο έχει ως εξής. Θα πέσω για ύπνο. Θα ξυπνήσω μια λογική ώρα, έχω βάλει ξυπνητήρι για 8.30 που είναι η ώρα που ξυπνάω. Και θα ανοίξω. Θα δω Stranger Things βασικά, το φινάλι για να μην φάω πάλι spoiler. Και μόλις τελειώσω το φινάλι του Stranger Things, θα ανοίξω το ολοήμερο μας. Γεια σου Τζερόνιμο, καλή χρονιά.
Tell me you're joking. We are not going to cross back into the Paragas facility through the fuel line. That's crazy. All right, but I know I'm going to regret this.
I sense you, my master. Faint, weak.
Your senses betray you, as you betrayed me.
After all that's happened, still you live. You are difficult to kill.
for one as limited as you, perhaps. To have fallen so far and learned nothing, that is your failing.
The failure is yours. No longer do your whispers crawl within my skull. No longer do I suffer beneath teachings that weaken us. And now you run in search of the Jedi. They are all dead, save one. And one broken Jedi cannot stop the darkness that is to come.
Perhaps we shall see.
What's wrong? Are you all right? Damn it, hold on. It's only a little farther. Don't give up on me now. What happened to you? Huh? How do you know that? Look, if she's in pain, then that pain's buying us time we can't afford to waste. Especially if Sleeps with Vibroblades gets tired of playing with her and decides to use us for practice next.
Sleeps with Vibroblades.
It's a utility droid. Looks like it's been hit with an ion charge and...
Έχουμε τον Mega Droid Killer στο πάρτι, οπότε θα αφήσω να μιλήσει στον μπουζούκι.
Just say the word. More where that came from.
Γεια σας, όσους μπαίνετε, καλή χρονιά. Θα πρέπει να μαζέψουμε το μεταξύ όλα τα mine charges για να μπορέσουμε να κλείσουμε το force field. Ενδιαφέρον.
More where that came from.
Το φλέμερ δεν έπαθε, τελείωσε. Μείωσες 10 στα 10. Θα κάνουμε τη δουλειά μας από τώρα. Το force skill abuse το μεταξύ, το περιγράφει εδώ. Μπορούμε να κατέβουμε εδώ. Α, μπράβο, τρώει flamethrower. Να το είχε κρύψει το conduit, το HK.
Just say the word.
Το πήραμε όταν βρήκαμε τα F3. Ω, δεν ένιωσε. Crash δεν ήταν το πιο ímba. Δεν ξέρω αν το έχουμε σαν force power στο 2. Star Killer νομίζω τα έχει αυτά. Θα δω τώρα. Εν τω μεταξύ τα... Α, μπράβο, άνοιξε. Είχε force crash. Suppression, force breach, whirlwind, wave, storm, destroy droid.
More where that came from. Just say the word. Time to take you down the side.
Ποιος έχει ρε μαλακά?
Just say the word.
Κάτω αυτό που σου είπα.
I hear you.
Έλα, φτάσαμε. Τελείως Millennium Falcon. Dancing Queen, Dust for Voga, what the fuck?
There is no time.
If they hit us, we're dead. But if they keep missing us, we're dead. It's great odds. Somebody shut that trash compactor up. I'm doing all I can, and that's not enough. What'd you do to make these guys so mad? Now, either they hit us and destroy us, or they hit an asteroid and make the whole field go nova.
What are the asteroids? They can be destroyed by us as well as them, can they not?
That'll take out the whole field, the colony, and maybe us. We might not even be able to jump to hyperspace in time.
Then we die here. Choose now.
Hold on. This is gonna get a little rocky. Well, now that we just killed a planet, maybe one of you can tell me what's going on. Because between assassin droids, a Sith Lord that looks like he sleeps with vibroblades, and being target practice for a Republic warship, I was better off in my cell.
The Republic warship was the Harbinger. It was seized on its way to Telos by the Sith. They sought you, Jedi. Yes, to aid in the recovery effort there. Many roads lead to Telos, including ours.
Not like we have much of a choice, the Peragus astrogation charts being what they are.
It is where we must go, and where the Harbinger was bound before our unfortunate encounter on Peragus. You were difficult to find, but coincidence was on our side. When I learned that you were on the vessel, I knew the Sith would not be far behind. When we intercepted the Harbinger, it was crippled, drifting in space. It was a simple matter to board the vessel and rescue you. Unknown to me, however, the Sith were already on board. Just as we made the jump to hyperspace, they fired upon us, nearly destroying the Ebon Hawk. Whatever occurred on board the Harbinger had rendered you unconscious. Though your thoughts were faint, I was still able to find you sealed in one of the cargo holds. True. But as one trained in the Force, you know that true coincidences are rare. I do not know how the Ebon Hawk was able to make it to Be silent. We're having a conversation here.
Repaired this ship. My eye. Next thing you know, it's gonna... If that little noisemaker says it repaired the ship once, then it can prove it by doing it again. Go on. Get!
Because you are the last of the Jedi. Once you are dead, then they have won. Exile or not, the Sith believe you to be a Jedi Knight, and that is all that matters. The Jedi's civil war destroyed the Jedi. By the war's end, barely 100 Jedi remained. Many fell in battle, and many more were seduced by Revan's teachings. The Jedi Academy on Dantooine is, and the Jedi Temple on Coruscant lies empty. The water. Many Jedi blamed the teachings of the Jedi Masters for... Perhaps, but they are Jedi no longer. That is not an easy question to answer.
Look, Enough with...
We cannot hope to triumph against them alone. To stop them, you will need weapons. You fought in the Mandalorian Wars, and it cost you everything. Are you willing to sacrifice as much
Όχι, είναι
again?
κανονική συνέχεια, παιδιά. Παίζει με την Μπάστελα. Ή η Μπάστελα ήταν ή η Σατέλ, ένα από τα δύο. Και νομίζω είναι η Μπάστελα.
You are not listening to me. Think carefully on your choice. If you choose to, it carries with it a terrible price. Your fool's words echo of a Jedi. But we have spoken long enough, and my wound...
Hey, don't stop your long, boring rants on...
Also in private, we will be mercifully free from the opinions of imbeciles and fools.
Look, not like I care. We're on autopilot until we hit Telos. Until then, I think she was barely keeping it together. I'm surprised she's able to... Are you blind? If I were her, I think she's just too proud to show... In case you hadn't noticed, she won't say 2 words. What you think matters to her. A lot. She wants you to respect her. Oh, don't give me that.
Θα δούμε, μωρέ, εδώ θα είμαστε. Λοιπόν, τα φιλιά μου, τα λέμε σε μερικές ώρες, παιδιά. Καλή πρωτοχρονιά σε όλους, καλή χρονιά να έχουμε. Τα φιλιά μου, τα λέμε προς μεσημέρι μεριά. Ναι, το ακολέτη ήταν λίγο ό,τι να είναι αλήθεια. Λοιπόν, τα λέμε σε λίγες ώρες, μαγκές. Καλό βράδυ, καλή ξεκούραση σε όλους. Και καλή διασκέδαση.